So let's go on with our slide. So the first thing we'll be talking about is why do we actually need cybersecurity? What is cybersecurity and why do we need, what is the need of cybersecurity? Why is it that it's one of the top most demanding course we career paths we have in the world at the moment? You know, why is everyone talking about cybersecurity? And the truth about it is that there's no industry that does not need cybersecurity. If you are very cautious of the recent cybersecurity events that have been happening so far, you will notice that it is not even in the IT industry that people are getting attacked. We have seen attacks from oil companies in the US. We've seen attack from oil companies. We've seen attack from farming and the agricultural industry. You know, because these guys automate some of their processes, right? So they get attacked, right? We've seen attack in automobile industries. We've seen attack in just every industry. So nobody is spared when it comes to a cyber attack, right? So there's a huge need for cybersecurity. So the first question is, what does cybersecurity mean, right? What is cybersecurity? It has to do with protection of systems, data, resources on your network, you know, protecting your resources, critical access from unauthorized use or harm on your network. So the processes to take, the systems to take, the infrastructure that are involved in protecting your critical access in an organization from unauthorized access, you know, from damages, from any loss, is called cybersecurity. You know, using cyber tools. Basically, that is what cybersecurity is basically all about: protecting systems, network, data, resources, you know, majorly for companies, right? Majorly for organizations. And it's not just organization, also for personal data too needs to be protected, right? So let's move on to, of recent, these are statistics that we have of cybercrime. This is justifying the reason why, you know, a career in cybersecurity is very important. It's lucrative. You know, looking at that at the moment, research has shown that we have 300 billion passwords will be generated in 2020. The question is, how many passwords have been leaked so far? How many passwords have been breached so far? Do you know we have so many passwords even to the moment? One of the major organizations that have been breached in time past is Yahoo. That's why you see Yahoo is not that very demanding as it is before. People prefer creating a Gmail account that seems to be more secure than Yahoo. And the reason be that over time, Yahoo has been compromised. I'll show you guys. I like to do research. I like to do practical. Let me show you guys something. The reason why people create Gmail accounts than Yahoo, and if you have a Yahoo mail, make sure you try and do this too. Let me go on to my browser. I want to show you guys. So there's a site called Have I Been Pwned? It shows you if your email account has been compromised, right? I was very shocked the first day I checked this site, and I noticed that my email has been compromised on a lot of platforms, and it's my Gmail. So I'm just going to put my Yahoo mail. So you can do this too on your platform anytime. You can help. So this is a good thing for cybersecurity professionals to help employers check. You can come to this platform to check if any employer's account, what's it called, email account has been compromised. So I want to check. You can see. Let's go. Guys, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yes, we can see your screen.
What did you see?
We can.
All right, guys. So did you see? What did you notice? You see that I have been pwned. That is, my account has been breached. My Gmail account has been breached on 5 platforms. That is what it's telling you. So what does this tells you? As a cybersecurity professional, guys, one of the things that you need to do, a lot of people don't update their Gmail accounts, their social media accounts. They just think if I've created a password, that's all. No. Over time, when I noticed about this, what I taught me is that over time we need to update our Gmail account because it can get breached. You use your Gmail account to sign into different platforms, to sign into Facebook, to sign into Instagram. If any of these platforms is compromised, what does that tell us? It tells us that your email has also been compromised. If you have a Yahoo mail that was created like 6-7 years ago, I'm so sure that yours is also compromised. You can check that out on this platform. Okay. Someone is saying, can the volume be increased? Okay, I'll try to speak up. Well, all right, guys. So, okay, so this is just an example. This is just an example of what I'm trying to tell you guys, that accounts are compromised, right? So what does that tell us? It tells us that there's a lot of breach out there. There's a lot of reason why we need to get into cybersecurity. So I was just trying to show you guys why even if we have more password coming up, that means there are more possibility for those passwords to be breached, right? Recently, Microsoft started working on, I think 2 months ago, they started working on a project. I think it's out, but I'm not sure if it is on all their platform, on all their devices, a passwordless way to log into Windows operating system and likes, a passwordless way to log in. So in a way that will be safe, but that can also, what attackers try to do, even if you bring out a security control, they try to find a way to bypass that security control. That's what have been happening in the past for so long, right? So in a way that will help us stop storing password on our system, on our phones, so you can use maybe your biometric, you can sign into your system via biometric or via scanning code, just like WhatsApp. You can log into WhatsApp using the scan code, right? So I don't know how that technology is going to work, but they are trying to find a way to reduce the use of password on somebody said he did a search now and I got the same 5 breach. So you can see that once you check your Gmail account, so you can also check any of your accounts, so like I said, companies use that platform, have I been prone to look out if their employers, their employees, their staff credential have been breached in the wild, right? So this is a good platform, because what happens is that on the dark web, when accounts are breached, these cyber attackers go onto the dark web to sell this account. So the owner of this platform, this project, he has been trying to collate several parts that have been breached over the years, and he created a platform for us to always check if your account was actually breached, right? So that's what is happening here. So let's go back to a slide. All right. So these are some of the facts that shows why the need for cybersecurity is important, right? The need. Look at, we have 24,000 malicious mobile applications. So cybersecurity is not just focused on laptops, servers, endpoints, also focused on phones, iPhone. In fact, in recent times, there have been so many breaches that is affecting phones, mobile devices, and this is post-COVID-19 era where a lot of people are working remotely. So there's a need for us to protect mobile devices too. You can also see that 90% of hackers use encryption. You can see that. So what that means is that hackers try to hide their malicious activity so that it seems real, so that they can trick more people into, bypassing into clicking on, for example, Trojan or malware, to bypass and gain access to their private data or organizational data. So let's talk about, how does cybersecurity work? How do we secure systems? How do we secure a network? What do we need to do? So basically, if you're a cybersecurity analyst, engineer that is employed, what do you need to do on a daily basis? One of your responsibility will be, one is that you ensure that two-factor authentication is enabled, especially for critical servers, right? For critical servers, two-factor authentication is enabled, which is important, right? Even on your social media account, two-factor authentication is enabled. If at this moment you don't have two-factor authentication on your social media account, it's going to it's easy for people to hack into your account. We are going to see that in some of our lab as time goes. Also, regular updates, firewall, antivirus. So these are the things that, for example, if you're a cybersecurity analyst in the bank, these are the things that you have to do daily. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
I hear you.
Yeah, so ensuring that phishing attack, you you teach your staff about how to identify phishing emails, malicious links that are sent through emails, updating your antivirus on a daily, securing password with password manager. So these are some of the few things that you'll be doing as a cybersecurity analyst or engineer, if employed in an organization. So let's go on to talk about um, what are the domains in cybersecurity? What are the domains in cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is beyond ethical hacking, right? There are a lot of domains in cybersecurity, and as you come into the career, as you grow, you'll begin to find out these domains. You begin to work in this domain in various fields where you find yourself. Majorly, you can see we have asset security; those are critical assets in organization. We have security architecture and engineering, right? So for you to deploy a cybersecurity solution, you don't just buy a firewall and start deploying it. No, the first thing you have to do, you have to have a design, a solution, right? You have to have a solution, right? That, okay, this is my architecture. Where do I place my firewall? Where do I place my antivirus solution? Where do I place my IPS, my IDS, that is intrusion detection system, on my network? So that's to do with security architecture. You don't just place your security solution anywhere. You need to look out for the best fit, right? Communication and network security. Now we are talking about cloud security, so people are working from home, VPN, how do they communicate? So these are their different domains. Identity and access management, right? So identity and access management have to do with before you gain access into a system, you need to provide proof of you need to provide proof of authentication, authorization, right, and accounting. So you have to show proof that you are a legal user and you are a privileged user. You have access to those critical systems, right? So those are identity and access management that they have to put in place. So even on cloud security, when you are dealing with cloud security, like in AWS, Azure, they have features that are called identity and access management to ensure that before you access a particular resources on the cloud, you have to provide a form of authentication. You have to be authenticated, and you have to provide proof that you have the right to access those resources. Then we have security operations, like if you know CyberSOC, people that monitor events, incidents, and response to them on a daily basis. We have security assessments and testing. This is where we have ethical hacking, penetration testing, right? That is the domain. Then we have software development, security, right? Then we also have risk management. Risk management is also a very important domain when it comes to cybersecurity. Before you deploy a solution, one of the first things that you need to carry out is risk management. How important, what are the risks involved in deploying this solution into our network? So those are some of the critical things that needs to be done, right? Okay, so I don't know, do you, okay, so before we go on to organizational data, so what we want to focus on this, in this next module, we want to be talking about how cybersecurity affects organization, what we need to do, what are the various concepts that we need to focus on when it has to do with companies, organization, firm, institution, So first of all, organizational data is divided into two. We have traditional data. We also have big data. Traditional data involve the normal personal data, intellectual data, and financial records. So every organization have financial records. They have intellectual, that is their trade secrets. Those are intellectual records. Then personal records, that is their employee statements, account offer. So those are some of the important information that needs to be provided, that needs to be secure, in organization. Then we talked about big data from IoT devices, Internet of Things, devices. We have certain automated systems, like, for example, firewall, events, packets from firewalls, logs from big big solutions like intrusion detection system, like I said, firewalls, endpoints, and endpoint security, antivirus solutions. Some of these logs also needs to be protected. event log from your database also needs to be protected. So these are some of the IoT devices that we are talking about. So when it comes to cybersecurity, a very key information, a very key concept, because cybersecurity is built on three critical points. One is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Guys, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself as a cybersecurity professional, you need to understand these key terms. You need to know it. In fact, most times you will be asked this kind of question in interviews to know whether you understand the basic concept. So the first question is, what is confidentiality? What is integrity? What is availability? So confidentiality has to do with it means data is protected from unauthorized access. So that's what confidentiality means. Protecting data. What are the various ways you are protecting data from unauthorized access? That's the basic definition of confidentiality. Integrity has to do with protecting data from unauthorized changes. Then availability has to do with making sure that data is always available. It's just like any one of you can go on Gmail, go on Instagram, and at the back of your mind, you know that anytime you go on Instagram, it's going to open. I've never witnessed any event where I go on Facebook and I get information like Facebook is down or something. That is availability, that every point in time it is available. Okay, guys, just give me like about a minute or two. I'll join you back just a minute, please. I just need to do something just now, please.
Hi guys, please this is Daniel. For the attendance, please let's just type our full names on the chat box, because I know some people are using aliases for their names on Zoom. So let's just type our full name on chat box for the attendance. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm back. Oh, so guys, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
All right. So guys, like I said, these are the fundamental pillars of cybersecurity: confidentiality, integrity, and what's it called, availability, right? Whatever you are doing as a cybersecurity professional, it all boils down on protecting resources and ensuring that these three pillars are always protected, within any organization you find yourself. You are always working, whether you're building policies, framework, solutions, whatever you're doing in cybersecurity, it's always revolve around these three aspects. The purpose is always around these three aspects, right? Okay, so somebody is raising up his hand. Chidima, yeah, do you have any question?
Can you take the explanation for integrity again?
Okay,
I didn't really.
Okay, integrity means protecting data from unauthorized changes. What that means is that now, if you have, I'll give you, for example, in banks, I've worked with solutions that are called, just give me a minute, let me remember, what was that solution called again? Okay, it's called data loss prevention, DLP. DLP is an endpoint security solution, right? I deployed it for one of the banks here in Nigeria. Now, what that solution does is that in banks, right, there are certain documents that are confidential. There are other documents that are called internal. They are documents are classified in different categories. 1, confidential. 2, internal. 3, public, right? Public. Then the last one, I can't remember the last classification of the document. Now, if a confidential document is changed without by an unauthorized person, or without the right permission, that is integrity. Integrity ensures that documents are not changed by unauthorized permission. Documents are the way they are. So if a staff in branch A in Lagos send a confidential document to somebody in Abuja, how sure are you that that document has not been changed or has not been tampered with? That has to do with integrity. How sure are you that the system administrator managing the database has not changed a PIN, a customer PIN, or has not updated a customer account? So that's what integrity is all about. So if you are the system administrator or the data administrator managing customers' accounts that contains different financial statements, how sure are we? Do we have enough visibility to ensure that people don't change data? I don't know if you get my point. So that is integrity. The fact that we can be sure, do we have security control in place to ensure that data is not changed, confidential data is not changed? You understand my point? So that is integrity. Then what are the ways for we to ensure integrity? Digital signature. That's why if you see somebody sends you an official mail, they put a signature underneath. They'll put, there's a signature underneath. Digital signature is a way. Secondly, hashing. Hashing is also a way to deploy integrity, because if you send a document, right, to me, and I change that document, the hash value of that document will change. That's why if you want to download a software online, right, they will put the hash value, so that if an attacker has, for example, an attacker can download that software, then I inject it with malicious payload and upload it for people to download. So the hash value will change no matter what. So whenever you download a software, download that hash value and check if the hash value is the same thing as what you have downloaded. If you go to Microsoft websites, most legitimate websites, they always put the hash value. They call it checksum value. Is a way to show that this software that I have uploaded for you guys is always the same. When you change a single information on whether is a document or is an application, the hash value will always change. So that is a way for you to now confirm that, wow, this document is not, somebody has tampered with it, right? So a way to ensure integrity is, number one, like I said, digital signature. Number two, I said hashing, right? So those are some of the ways. Confidentiality, a way to ensure confidentiality in an organization. I hope you guys are taking it. A way to ensure confidentiality is encryption. Encrypting data.